15th IADI Annual Conference being held here in the dynamic city of Seoul.
There are increasing concerns about the possibility of another financial crisis due to the heightened uncertainties in the global economy and financial markets. Against this backdrop, I would say that today's topic, gearing up for the next crisis, is very appropriate and well-timed.
Because deposit insurance is, in my sense, the glue that keeps this system working while these new facilities are implemented, whether it's an orderly resolution, a bankruptcy, whatever it takes. Deposit insurance is key to providing a stable environment for that transition. So this conference provides us an opportunity to discuss these important issues, to see where we are in the process, because we're not through the process yet. We're adjusting as we go, we're adjusting as we learn, and here's another opportunity for us to learn and to get it right this time.
I believe that IADI will play a very important role in enhancing global cooperation for financial stability.
But I'd like to emphasize 3 points. Firstly, regarding maintaining trust, we should note that deposit insurance community played central role in weathering and overcoming the recent global crisis.
Because these are real challenges to all of us, to the banks and to the regulators and the supervisors and to the deposit insurance system.
LCR has been a major part of the reform, post-crisis reform, because I think in the past liquidity risk was not something that got that much of importance in the international system.
And I think it comes a point in time when we have to seriously look at professional directors for financial institutions.
Where along the spectrum do we think our greatest impact will reside? Is it at the institution level, or does it go beyond the institution level?
Activities. Our role under our model, we're at the top of the pyramid, of course, and it's really, we play the role of the decision-making and strategic relationship.
I think its crisis response mechanism became gradually sophisticated.
For carry out in-house simulation exercises for preparing in case of entering into a bank resolution, and IPAB may share information with financial safety net participants and foreign financial authorities through established cooperation agreements alongside with the participations in crisis management groups.
The mass media, we call it the blood sucker. What does it mean? It means they would like to see the crisis to become a very long and bloody event to create a chaos to the public.
How critical it is in a systemic situation that all the relevant authorities speak with.
So again, it's very important that it is legislated that the deposit insurer can have access to adequate funding to meet the operation needs and preparedness.
In order to ensure that adequate funds will be readily available to meet the deposit insurance obligations in the event of a bank failure, CDIC stipulated the target fund ratio at 2% of covered deposit in the DI Act, effective in January 2007.
The graph follows the crisis the Russian banking system was facing. So we had a crisis in 2008 and 2009, like a growth of bank failures and
through the ex-post levy. However, if the conditions are not appropriate for an ex-post levy, possibly because of market conditions, systemic issues, we can access the DGS fund from the Treasury. If that's not enough, we can also access a loan from the National Loans Fund, which is part of government.
First, I look at issues that others have looked into a little bit on idiosyncratic risk. So I look at the issue related to the risk level, total risk, as well as systematic risk.
And it is also well stated in many international standards, of course, also in core principles. Early information and collaboration with other safety net players are crucial.
By the resolution fund. But the problem is how much time to sell the bridge bank. The EU Commission gave Italian authorities just a short time frame to sell the bank, and this is a very huge problem.
So the success of deposit insurance systems depends importantly on funding and the reliance on that funding. This was recently highlighted in an update to IADI's core principles.
Dan Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow. He says in abnormal times when your beliefs are really threatened, far from saying my beliefs really have to be rethought, what everybody does is they hunker down and they go back into the old belief system because they feel so uncomfortable without having any beliefs at all. So I think that the politicians and their cohorts implies they will fail to act. So we should look forward to the kind of disorderly solution. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's going to leave a lot of work for the deposit insurers.
Since its founding in 1996, the KDIC has done an incredible job in the middle of financial turmoils over the last 2 decades. The KDIC's achievements range from successful resolution of failed financial institutions, efficient acquisition and proposal of troubled assets from insolvent financial institutions, and impartial investigations into illegal or wrongful acts that caused bank failures. All these have made the KDIC an integral part of the financial safety net, despite its short history. From what I have heard from the last 2 days, I dare to propose a vision for the deposit insurers around the globe. It is to become a pivotal player in the financial safety net, capable of preempting a crisis in a timely and effective manner. In order to do that, there are a number of tasks we will need to complete, but today I would like to single out 3 points. First, a deposit insurer should have the expertise to detect problems early by accurately assessing and monitoring the risk of member institutions. Second, a deposit insurer should be actively engaged in a crisis prevention mechanism that enables appropriate action in the preemptive stage of a crisis. The differential premium system can incentivize financial institutions to voluntarily reduce risks. We also need to improve the resolution regime for failed financial institutions and establish an emergency funding mechanism to guarantee liquidity support from reliable sources. Third, a deposit insurer should set up a concrete framework for cooperation among financial safety net players, covering regulators, supervisors, and central banks. I don't see any reason why our vision will not come true if all of us in this room work toward the same goal. Mahatma Gandhi left us this quote: "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." My question to you is, what are you truly afraid of? Is it a crisis or change?